Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Evidence for Belief, a series which examines evidence for the existence of God. In this session, we're going to consider a question that might at first appear to be a bit of a sidetrack. Do aliens exist? In the previous two episodes, we've examined the uniqueness of Earth. But that topic does raise the question of whether life exists elsewhere in the universe. I am sometimes asked, do I believe in extraterrestrial life? Are aliens out there? Well, my simple answer is I don't know. And to be honest, it really is ultimately irrelevant to a discussion of God's existence. It's certainly not impossible that God could have created life elsewhere in the universe. If he did it once, miraculously, here on Earth, it's possible that he could have worked a similar miracle elsewhere. The point is that if intelligent life does exist elsewhere in the universe, it could only have occurred via the miraculous intervention of an all-powerful God, because, as we've already discussed, the confluence of all the habitability factors that are necessary for biological life to exist and flourish are way beyond the ability of chance, natural processes to bring them about. Intelligent life on another planet would simply be a second miracle, which would doubly reinforce the evidence for an all-powerful creator. But, having said that, if you were to push me for my opinion on the matter, I seriously doubt that intelligent extraterrestrial life exists elsewhere. And the reason for my doubt centres around Fermi's paradox. Let me explain that to you. Enrico Fermi was an astrophysicist in the 1950s who won the Nobel Prize for his pioneering work in the area of atomic fission. At one point, while working at the Los Alamos nuclear facility in New Mexico, he posed a simple question to his scientific colleagues. If aliens are supposed to be everywhere, where are they all? Later, Fermi became part of NASA's SETI program, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. He was one of a team of scientists worldwide that searched the cosmos in vain for decades, looking for signs of extraterrestrial life. His question to his colleagues was in response to the optimistic estimates of some of his fellow scientists, who had calculated that given the huge size of the universe, the same natural processes that created us should have resulted in the creation of thousands or even millions of other intelligent life forms. According to them, the universe should be teeming with intelligent life. And so Fermi simply asked, so where are they? His question is even more poignant today. With our more detailed understanding of the cosmos, consider again the bare statistics regarding our own Milky Way galaxy. There are 200 billion stars in our galaxy, and that is a conservative estimate. Some scientists say they could be 500 billion. But let's be conservative and stick with 200 billion. And based upon recent observations, some scientists estimate that up to 90% or so of stars could have at least one planet. That equates to 180 billion planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone. Actually, it's probably a lot more than 180 billion, since many of these star systems have several planets, but I'm being deliberately conservative here in my estimates. From current observations, about 20% of those planetary systems may have a planet that is orbiting in the habitable or Goldilocks zone, close enough to its star for liquid water to exist, but not so close that water would evaporate or boil away. So that equates to 36 billion planets in the habitable zone. That's 180 billion divided by 5. Now let's be extremely conservative and say that only 1 in 1,000 of those planets would have developed even simple biological life. Now I'm using the arguments of evolutionists here, as they believe alien life could have developed naturally on these worlds. That would equate to 36 million planets that should have developed some form of biological life. Then let's be equally conservative and say that only 1 in 1,000 of those planets that developed any kind of life would then eventually develop intelligent life capable of achieving space travel. That is, at least as intelligent as humans. So that now amounts to 36,000 planets with intelligent life. Now, as I've said, these calculations involve the most pessimistic assumptions. I've heard some optimistic scientists claim that intelligent life could be much more prevalent than this. One astrophysicist who was interviewed recently on ABC Radio Sydney stated that she thought there could be as many as 60 billion intelligent species inhabiting our Milky Way galaxy alone. But sticking to these very conservative estimates that I've used here, our galaxy should contain at least 36,000 planets with intelligent life. Furthermore, evolutionists say that our solar system is relatively young, only 4.5 billion years old, compared to the age of the universe, which is calculated to be around 14.5 or 14.8 billion years. That means that approximately 80% of the stars in our galaxy are supposedly much older than ours, by millions and even billions of years, according to evolutionary timescales. Thus, according to that timescale, and based on my extremely conservative estimates, there should be at least 21,000, that's 80% of the estimated 36,000 planets with intelligent life, 21,000 species of intelligent alien life in our galaxy who are more advanced than us and who have had millions more years to expand across the cosmos and fill up our galaxy with their technological signatures. They should be everywhere. And their emission signatures have had millions of years to travel across the galaxy and reach us here on planet Earth. Yet, our long-range sensors and our sophisticated orbital telescopes continue to reveal that the visible and electronic emissions of our galaxy are completely devoid of any artificial transmissions or any other sign of intelligent life. Despite the fact that the SETI program has been scanning the universe at a rate of millions of radio frequencies every second for over 60 years now, they have found zero transmissions. And that is why Enrico Fermi asked his simple yet profound question all those years ago. So where are they all? And his question remains unanswered to this day by cosmologists who continue to search the cosmos in vain. At the time when Fermi expressed his paradoxical question, cosmologists could take some comfort in the fact that they had only just begun to search the stars. The SETI program had only just started, and they were confident that the ensuing passage of time, together with further advances in technology, would soon result in the discovery of the missing alien species. Now, more than 60 years later, with telescopes and scanners that can probe to the far reaches of our galaxy and beyond, we can no longer hide behind the naively optimistic hope that Fermi's colleagues clung to in the 1960s. The silence of the universe, in terms of the missing evidence of intelligent life, is deafening. This conundrum has left the atheistic scientific community scratching their collective head. One recent attempt to provide an answer was proposed in an article posted on the space.com website in 2021, entitled "Earth Bloomed Early, a Fermi Paradox Solution?" The writer, Dr. Ian O'Neill, an astrophysicist at the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, stated that perhaps we are the first intelligent life to arise in the galaxy because we are an early bloomer. He wrote, "Perhaps the reason why we're not hearing from advanced alien civilizations is because, in short, the universe hasn't had the time to spawn many more habitable worlds." He then argues that more intelligent life will surely arise in the ensuing millions of years. Well, there are 4 brief points that I'd like to make in response to this claim. Firstly, at its simplest level, this is a pretty frank admission that scientists simply can't find any signs of intelligent extraterrestrial life in our universe. Secondly, The idea that our planet is an early bloomer contradicts the overwhelming evidence that our solar system is, in fact, a very young and recent solar system, not an old one. If anything, we are late bloomers, not early ones. This brings us to the third point. Most of the rest of the universe is much older than our solar system and has had ample time to create other intelligent life. According to the evolutionary timescale, our universe is about 14.5 billion years old, and we see lots of examples of dead and dying stars that are much older than ours, which have reached the end of their lifespan. How much more time does the universe need to throw up other intelligent life by chance natural processes? Fourthly, proposing the future evolution of other intelligent life in the distant future is not science. It is mere wishful thinking. The argument that there isn't any extraterrestrial life now, but one day there might be, is speculative fantasy rather than hard science. It's a desperate attempt to ignore or downplay the uniqueness of Earth and the uniqueness of our own intelligent existence. So, I put it to you that if aliens don't exist, and that certainly does appear to be the case, then this actually has profound implications for our view of ourselves. It means that we are unique in all the cosmos, and this in turn is strong evidence that our existence is the product of intelligent design rather than natural processes. Because if we arose from merely natural causes, we should expect to see habitable planets and intelligent life popping up all over the universe, in places where the same favourable conditions prevail. If it happened once by chance on our planet, it should have occurred thousands or even millions of times elsewhere. But if it didn't occur elsewhere, if we are indeed unique, then we must consider the overwhelming possibility that we are the product of intentional, intelligent design. If life has not evolved on any other world through natural processes, despite the billions of opportunities it has had to do so and the billions of years that evolutionists claim the universe has existed, then the most logical conclusion is that something more than mere natural causes was at work in our creation, something unique and supernatural. I believe it shows that we are the intentional handiwork of an all-powerful God who placed us in this amazing universe so that we might know him as our creator and sustainer. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made. For more information, you can check out my books, which are available on my website, smartfaith.net, where you can also subscribe to my weekly blog. Thanks so much for watching episode 12. Please check out episode 13, and in the meantime, have a great day.